Hey everyone. So in the last class, we have seen about the CloudWatch understanding, right? So today we are gonna see about the Cloud Trail. So basically, the CloudWatch and the Cloud Trail, they both are sounding like very similar, but they both are having a very unique identity, and also they are having their own uh, unique principles and their roles and responsibilities in the time of the AWS the cloud engineering. So basically, the Cloud Watch we will be doing it for the monitoring purposes. So what do we monitor here in the Cloud Watch? We will be monitoring the AWS resources like EC2, RDS, and EC2, RDS, or Redshift, any other services we will be able to monitor with the CloudWatch. So we are monitoring with the CPU utilization and metrics. Most probably the metrics we will be calling them like the CPU, memory, and IOPS, disk utilization, and also IOPS utilization. All these things we'll be calling it as a metrics. So those metrics we will be the monitoring from the CloudWatch. Now coming to the Cloud Trail, so the Cloud Trail will be doing the API call triggerings, API call monitoring. So now you can ask me. So this is also for the monitoring purpose, but this is for the monitoring of the activity, monitoring of the user activity. So for example, now I'm the person. Now I am the person. Okay, this is something. Oh, I didn't log in yet. Oh, one second. Let me log in. So the CloudWatch part we have seen, right? Now we will go with the Cloud Trail. Cloud Trail. See here. So this is the Cloud Trail we will be doing for the tracking the user activity and API usage. API usage, where you see the CloudWatch, the monitoring resources and applications. So they both are sounding very similar, but the purpose of them it is completely different, and they both are unique is together. So yeah, now we have into the now we are into the CloudTrail console, and in the CloudTrail it is the clearly saying that you can continuously log your AWS account activity. So what we can able to do here in the AWS account, whatever you logged in here. So in this account, I'm have this is my account number, right? In this account number, I'll where are my the users and the groups will be there. It will be under the IAM. Okay, under the IAM, you will be having the multiple resources. So the multiple resources are nothing but the users. Okay, so the users roles, and also like we will be having the policies and the permissions and all these things we will be here, right, in IAM. So IAM is basically like the user activity in your AWS account, the promises. So we are trying to monitor the account activity and their the permission levels and everything. So if you're coming to the into the AWS Cloud Trail, uh, click here, and then we can go to the dashboard. In the dashboard, if you see, currently we do not created any other cloud trials we did not create, and also there is no insights because we did not enable any the insights and everything. But by default, what we can see here in the event history, by default we can see the event history. Okay, so let's click that the event history and understand at least one event, because as a the cloud engineer, if you are the logging into the machine, or if you got an opportunity, so majority of the times you will be getting an opportunity to looking into the event history. So event history is something like um, what happened. Basically there is a saying, right, and the 5W and H, 5W and H. So you know that the 5W and H principle. Okay, so this is the one, the 5W and the H for the principle. Basically, who and what, I mean, who did it and what did it and when did it and where and why and how and also how. All these questions we should supposed to ask. All these questions will be answered when you have the AWS the Cloud Trail event with you. When there is any issue happen, or when there is any particular issue, or in the or something like misusage of your AWS account, anything happen on your AWS side, then it is completely this event history is giving you the answers of the 5W and the H principle. So let's get into the one particular event. So maybe I'm taking with the console login. Okay, so the console login. So in the console login, if you see here, when did it, I mean, when did it, and like who did it, AWS access key. But currently we do not have the access key, and that's where we have the username. That's where we have the username, like the who did it, from where they did it. This is something the source IP address. uh at where, I mean, this is from the source, this is to the destination. Okay, and what kind of activity they did it. So they logged into the AWS account. That is the one, right? The console login. That is the console login. Console login cloud trial event. If you open here, see here, can you go to the AWS or the cloud trial latest event and then search for the console login. If you logging into the if you are the signing in with the regional endpoint, or the cloud trail records the console login event and appropriate regional with the endpoint. Got it? So these are the events. So now let's see what are the events we have it here. What are the events we have? Cloud Trail hmm, event name. Huh? Is that event name? Event name, the console login. Basically, all the events we can able to find out, guys. Where are they? Are see, I mean, this is one of the AWS config. Anyway, go to the top. Maybe one of the EC2. Let's take the EC2. In that EC2, if you are working with the EC2 service, and if you wanted to find out and who start that AWS EC2 instances, and who terminated them, and who started, and then while running, what are the resources are happening. So identify all those things, then we can able to look for these events, the cloud trail events. Now in the VPC section, we have the different the cloud trail events, like associate IAM profile, associate address, and all these are the events. So these events, where do you find out? You will come to the event details in the cloud trail event history. In the cloud trail event history, you have a column called event name. There you can able to find out. Okay, so this is something we can able to get the information about in the AWS account, who triggered and who logged in, and to what purpose they logged in, what kind of actions they performed, uh, what kind of actions they performed, all such information that we can able to find out. Okay, so by default, this AWS event history will be in the JSON format. Can you see here? We have it in the JSON format. So the JSON format, let's understand. Um, This is the version, and the type is a root. The principal ID. Principal ID is nothing but your the root ID, the account number, your AWS account number. Okay, and account number and ARN, Amazon reference name, and access key. Access key that comes into the place when if you are trying to log in or if you are accessing your AWS account via the CLI. Okay, and then when event time. So in this particular event time, you logged into that. So it will be captured in the hyphen Z. Hyphen Z is stands for UTC, universal the time zone. So you need to make this the conversion from UTC to your the local conversion. Okay, and event source, the signing into the AWS console, and the console login is happening, and the source IP from where you logged in, and also the user from the Mozilla Firefox. I was able to trying to accessing them, and the console login. If it is a failure, it will show as a failure, and it is a my event. It is a success. And also you'll be having the multiple details like which TLS version, and also which the cipher suite we are managing, and all these information we have it now. Okay, so this is one of the event, guys. Now let's get into the another event like um, okay, start DB instance. Start DB instance. So in this start DB instance, the event history. So we are having 10 different resources have been referenced. 10 different resources have been the referenced here. So because all these are, yeah, all these are individually calling this particular API call. So basically, what do you have? What do you will have? We will be having a API calls. Each and every activity is a kind of an the API call. That particular API call will be triggered from from the AWS console. From the AWS console, they will be triggering that particular event. So that event is going to trigger the API calls. So those API calls will be the monitored from the your the CloudTrail event. So the CloudTrail, I mean, all those API calls will be having the subdomains and the sub entries. All those the sub resources information will be placed here. Okay, so this will be something like a use. This will be something like a use. So can we walk? Can we go into that the one by one? Hmm? Okay. So you will be having the account ID. Now you see the event version and the user identity, the type as a root, and ARN, account ID, access key ID, and the session information, and from where you logged in, and which DB instance you are working on, the Saag private, which we logged in, and the hosted zone information. Hosted zone information. This hosted zone information will be coming in the Route 53 service. The next after this, the CloudTrail, I will be taking you to the Route 53 service. So there you can understand what is the hosted zone idea concept and all, and what are the parameters we define. What are the parameters we define in our API call? So all those things has been captured and been represented here in the event history. Okay, very well, and we understood about the event history, and also the CloudTrail is going to manage the each and every activity we performed on our AWS console. That will be that will be the captured here, and we understood that. And now, if we wanted to search something, now if we wanted to the search something, okay, something like. Mm, Okay, so for example, now if I wanted to search with a event name, now if I wanted to search with the event name, like these are all the events, right? Like the how many times the console login is happening. So that event name will be searching with the console login. So the console login has happened these many times. So you can able to do the filtering mechanism based upon the event and also event ID and access key. Access key is nothing but the CLA purposes, and and the username. All these things we can able to capture it from the cloud trial event. And the next one, if you wanted to download these the particular events, right? Yeah, we can download it in the both the ways, like the CSV or in the JSON. And next, for example, guys, now if you wanted to now we are downloading these events, that's very much clear. we are trying to download these events, and that's very much clear. But my concern is every time I can't able to monitor all these things from my the manual sites, right? I mean, every time the whatever happened, I cannot come to the cloud rail, and then I cannot able to check these things. So I should be having a database. I should, yeah, if I should be, if I have a database that if I click select on that particular database, then if I'm getting the data, then that will be so beautiful, isn't it? So for that purpose, we will be having a Athena. We are going to create a table. So let's create a table, and this particular table is going to store it into the S3 bucket. Currently, we don't have S3 bucket. Let's go ahead and then create a S3 bucket. Okay, I think we need to follow this document, guys. Okay, let's perform this task. Okay, now we are going to create the Athena table, and from the Cloud Trail console, we are opening the trials, and then uh, okay, let's create a trial first. Let's create a trial, not the this thing dashboard, and create a trial. So the trial is something like you are going to keep the track of all your API call the API call information. That API call information will be the keep updating when you create a trial here. Okay, and these trials will be lasting for the 90 days. So the more than 90 days data, it won't be available in the cloud trial. But if you wanted to find out for if you have the organizational the changes, like yeah, if your organization wanted to keep these data for the 1 year, or the greater than 1 year, then we need to extend this the trial timelines. Okay, so I'm going to create a trial cloud trial. Okay, so the cloud trial, and we can use the S3 bucket by default, or I'll go ahead with the create the new thing, and KMS. So all these things we are able. Cloud trial names and role name is not required. That's it. Custom managed key. So we should be having the cloud trial role, guys. So the cloud trial role we need to create. Let's create that. IAM. I'll go to the navigation roles and create a role. Create a role with um, trusted entities. AWS service, and the service is something. So we can give S3 read access only because as per the document, this is more than enough. So guys, I'm not doing any of the rocket science here. I'm just exactly following the CloudTrail documentation. So it is clear cut information that how to create the IAM role. Okay, so we can simply follow this document. Then this document will walk you through with how to create IAM role and what kind of task you need to perform. That information I will tell you that. Okay, so I'm just the navigating to the AWS console, and I'm going to I went for the roles, and in the roles the trusted entity policy, and I'm choosing the AWS account. Yes, I have chosen. Now I'm going to. It is asking me to choose the AWS the permissions like Amazon S3 read-only access, but I'm going to choose the full access for the temporarily because I don't want because in the next time also I'll be using this particular role for some other purpose also. Okay, so CloudTrail S3 full access, and I created that. Once it is created, view role, and the trust relationship, it is with the trust relationship we should be giving with the assume role and AWS account. Okay, perfect. Now cancel. Coming to the dashboard, cloud trial configuration. Let's refresh this page again. Uh, Refresh this page again. Okay, 1 second, guys. Something is missing. Cloud trial log, cloud trial role for CloudWatch logs. What I am missing here? This should come by default. Edit trust policy. Cloud trial. Trust policy. If you're automatically SDN, you must assign the create role and no permission will be assigned. Third party. Okay. What are we missing here? I can able to disable this, but I'm really struggling. Why can't we be able to use it with the CloudWatch logs? Basically, this is for our this is the optional case in my scenario, but still I'm trying to do it. Why it is not able to do? Maybe let's. So we can actually, I skipped the couple of events, guys, in my previous screen. In my previous screen, there is an option that we can able to enable the SSC, the KMS encryption, and this KMS encryption. If you have that the KMS key, that custom KMS key, we can able to choose. But my problem and my concern is that I wanted to enable this the CloudWatch logs also. This CloudWatch logs, I'm not able to get the IAM role. So basically, I think here I should be using the CloudWatch. All STS session role. CloudWatch full access. Yeah, CloudWatch full access. Add permissions. Let's coming to back. Let's come back here and try to refresh it again. Let's see whether it comes up. If it's not coming, then we can skip this part. Was it's not mandatory for me now. CloudWatch logs existing. No options. It should pop up here, guys. It should pop up here. Why? Okay, and then let's go ahead and create the new. Okay, I skipped that part, guys. I skipped that the CloudWatch logs event, guys. And now let's moving into the next step. Like we are going to capture the log events. We are going to capture the log events like the management events and data events and insights events. So the management events is something like it is going to capture the AWS resources. AWS resources on that particular events like the console login and access failed and access issues. All these things will be logging down here. Whereas data-driven events are something data events and inside events. These both are different. These both are for within that particular resource. Within that particular resource, like in the EC2, in the particular EC2, if the terminate instance it is calling, that is a data driven event. That is a data driven event. And also within that insights is meaning that you will be having a RDS, the performance insights, right? The performance insights are something like if there is any unusual activity happening on your RDS instance, so that will be captured. So those information also, if you wanted to log them, then we can use these particular events. So for the time being, I'm going to allow everything and select the data event type. Choose the source of a data event to log. So data event to log is the S3 and all log events, and enter the selector's name. So not required. And event insights. So event insights. So this is something like each and every API call, the how long it is going to be get measured. So on per minute basis, and if there is any the error reported, right? So those particular errors also, if we wanted to capture them with the error codes, that particular information also we can get captured here. So yeah, now we created the cloud trail. once cloud trial has been created, now it is logged. Now it is getting logged. So we'll wait for some time. Hmm. Okay, so we got the data, the cloud trial. Currently, we don't have any objects. So cloud trial insights, no, nothing. Cloud trial digest. As of now, no data. As of now, no data we have. What we can do, we can able to log in into the AWS console once again, so that it will be captured. We just logged in again. Okay, in the meanwhile, it is getting the capture, right? The cloud trails are happening. Now we will create we will create a Athena table. That is my ultimate task. So I'm creating I have chosen this thing and I'm going to create the Athena table here. And Athena table, I can able to choose the S3 bucket from which we created right now. While creating the cloud trails, we created a one S3 bucket, right? So that S3 bucket we have granted here, and then we can able to grant create a table. So this particular action is been happening into the Athena service. Now, if you see in the top, the URL side, it is happening on the Athena side now. Okay, so this is the Athena. So Athena is something like a data query services, and we can instantly search the data, and we can easily understand where we can visualize the data. I mean to say, we can visualize the data, and we can query the data, we can analyze it, and all these things we can able to do it from the Athena service. So in Athena, you will be having the tables. So those tables, once it is created, where is that my table? Workflows, data sources, AWS data log, no. Capacity reservations, no. Work groups. Default notebook, and then it is creating a one service IAM role. Let's create that the service IAM role. Then we can able to view the table. Then we can able to view the table. Let's create this. Open a query editor. Open the query editor. In that the query editor. Now we have the data source from the AWS data catalog. So the table which we are querying, which is this one, the table. So in the CloudTrail table, if you're coming to the AWS the CloudTrail log, then if you wanted to search the all records which is happening on the AWS API call history for the specific access key, then we can run this query. We can run this query. Looks like still is happening, I guess. Successfully created. Query the data lake. should supposed to give me this prompt to execute this run. Something is wrong, guys. I think I need to check my notes once again. Actually, I didn't check my notes today. Something I was missing here. Basically, it should supposed to come as a run highlighter. So run will be the coming in something like orange color, something like that. It will be highlighted like the clear it is highlighted, right? So when you execute the run, it should supposed to give it as like the tabular form. Yeah, in a tabular form, it will you can able to see the data. You can able to see the data. Mhm. Something I missed it. Give me some time. Let me troubleshoot this. This is the query, right? So from the query, we'll go to the dashboard, event data sources, not required. We are not doing any integrations. Trails, we'll go to the trails. And within the trail, we have this, right? And from this trails, we went to the event history and we have selected the five, top five and created the Athena table. Yes, from this Athena table, we created and yes, table got created now. Once table got created, okay, already the table existed for this bucket. Yeah, that's really great. Now let's go to the Athena and in Athena, yeah, workgroup query engine is upgrade completed. One or more workgroups have been upgraded to the version 3 to see more workgroup list. Okay, something is wrong, guys. I think I need to double check my notes once. I will check my notes and then I'll come to you again. So let's take a pause for today. Okay, we will continue this from this point tomorrow. Okay, thank you. Thank you for joining, guys. See you tomorrow.